we have two pieces by Aaron Copeland, variations on a shaker melody and an outdoor overture. The story of Aaron Copeland and Leonard Bernstein is one of a lifetime friendship. At a modern dance concert in 1937, a 19-year-old Harvard junior named Leonard Bernstein sat next to an odd-looking man in his 30s. The man's glasses sat on top of a great big hooked nose and his mouth was set in a wide grin. When he was introduced to that odd-looking man, Bernstein said he was not on the balcony. The man was Aaron Copeland, and he was celebrating his 37th birthday. That was the beginning of a friendship between two musical greats. At 19, Bernstein was already a gifted pianist and dynamic performer. Copeland was an established, highly respected composer, and he always found time to support new young talent. With an 18-year difference in their ages, the early years of their friendship were like that of mentor and protege. And more than once, a recommendation from Copeland secured Bernstein a place in schools and programs that assured his future success. When Bernstein began exploring composing, he asked Copeland to critique his work. Copeland's advice was to eliminate all passages in his work that revealed the influence of other composers. Does that sound familiar, folks? Let's go back to Mahler. What did Mahler do? He used other people's phrasing and downright songs. Well, when they were talking, that is exactly one of the things that Copeland told Bernstein not to do. Copeland told Bernstein, if you ever get that in your head, get it out of your head and start it all over. What he was trying to do was get Bernstein to find his own voice and sound like no other composer except himself. Thanks to Copeland, Bernstein did find his voice. And as Bernstein's star ascended, their mutual friendship became that of two equals. Bernstein became a leading advocate of American composers, particularly Copeland. Following his mentor, Bernstein also supported young musicians. For 50 years, he spent every summer teaching at Tanglewood. By televising his young people's concerts, he introduced millions of children and adults to music and inspired new generations of musicians. But time takes its toll on life and lives. That includes great musicians. In October of 1989, when Bernstein led the New York Philharmonic in a Copeland retrospective, Aaron Copeland was too frail to attend. 10 months later, at Tanglewood, in August of 1990, Bernstein was gasping for breath as he conducted his last concert. He had been a lifelong heavy smoker, and in October, at age 72, death put an end to his nicotine addiction. Because of his own frail health, Aaron Copeland was unable to attend the funeral of his very, very dear friend. Ironically, Copeland lived to be 90 and died just 2 months after Bernstein. Because we share Bernstein's passion for his mentor's music, here are the two Copeland pieces that were written for very, very different reasons. The first is a variation on a shaker's melody from Copeland's ballet and subsequent orchestral suite, Appalachian Spring. That ballet earned him the 1945 Pulitzer Prize and $500 in prize money, which at the time was a lot of money. Martha Graham, who had choreographed and danced the lead role, commissioned Copeland to write a ballet with an American theme. Well, okay, it's a pretty broad term. So, as a working title, Copeland just called it Ballet for Martha. And Copeland, in researching it, found nonstop inspiration in the pages of every Debbie Andrews book, The Gift to Be Simple, Songs, Dances, and Rituals of the American Shakers. Shortly before its 1944 premiere, Martha Graham suggested calling the ballet Appalachian Spring. Well, it sounded like a fantastic title. So it's not surprising that people would come up to Copeland and tell him, oh my goodness, your music just captures the Appalachian Mountains in spring. Oh, they're so beautiful, the music just matches, it's wonderful. This always amused Copeland, because the spring in the title actually refers to a spring as a water source wending its way towards the Adirondacks, and not the season of spring. The phrase Appalachian Spring came straight out of a poem by Harold Hart Crane, which was about nature's journey into the season of spring. The second Copeland piece, An Outdoor Adventure, was commissioned in 1938 by Alexander Richter, the music director of the High School for Music and Art in New York City. Richter needed a short piece for the high school's orchestra. Knowing Copeland loved to support young musicians, Richter explained to Copeland that, quote, the piece would be the opening gun in the school's campaign called American Music for American Youth, unquote. Well, Copeland was delighted, so of course he said yes. When Copeland played a piano sketch for Richter, Richter sensed that, that has kind of an open-air quality to it. So together they came out with the title, An Outdoor Overture, which premiered indoors in December of 1938. Enjoy.